Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to the episode of my F1 Road to Glory series for 2019 here for episode number 9 at the Austrian Grand Prix. Last time out at France, well, we had such a horrendous time that the game literally broke because we were so bad in interviews. I mean, look at that. The amount of understeer on the left-hand side there. We were actually driving an HCV tractor there. I think we were ready just to quit F1, go into the farming business, because the Williams farming team will be much better. Are gaining on sides with DRS. Could we maybe make a move to the outside? No, Carlos Sainz has moved in the brake zone, then he's put us off completely. We're off circuit now. Do you want to know what happened? The game crashed. But anyway, mentally, we've already blocked that last episode out of our heads. We need to move forward with positivity, because God forbid, I don't know what the factory would be like if we're all negative arses. So here we're moving on, and we've actually got a front downforce upgrade that we're meant to get at France. So I'll gloss over that. Well done, team. We've got it eventually. So hopefully this front downforce can aid us in, well, moving the car from left to right, as one would want to in Formula 1. Sometimes it feels like my team don't want me to do that, and maybe they want us to enter, I don't know, drag racing or NASCAR or something, but alas, we are moving forward with an upgrade here, and we're going to need it, Austria, because it is a bit of a power circuit, but there's also that tight and twisting Sector 2, which is going to be a real hassle. But straight away, after having the elation of having a front downforce upgrade, I met with that. The sign of rain for the race, which has got me very scared indeed. I know the car is a boat, so maybe it could go quite well. It did go pretty okay, actually, at the Australian Grand Prix, the opening episode of this series, but Austria is a different kettle of fish. You know, Australia was a street circuit. Austria sounds similar, but it's totally not similar, and I feel like a car might be eaten alive if it does rain, in fact, but it might give us a chance to try something clever. You never know. But before we get to that, we first have to qualify and see how we do. It's very overcast, so the track might be cold, so that's not going to add to our aid here on the lap. But over the bump in turn 1, and actually at the moment we're up in P4 there in Sector 1, but eventually in Sector 2 we're down to P14. We're actually momentarily up into P12. We're yo-yoing about, really, so I can't really tell where we are. By the last 2 corners we're P17. That's more down to earth of where we are, but then across the bump, very, very wide, I will admit, but it works out. I mean, we are in a kind of Tesco painted livery, I guess, so every little really does help, and that little help did get us up into P14, which is going to be about 4 tenths faster than our teammate. Even our teammate, though, was only about 1 tenth off the next car along. So I think you can see, if you look really closely, like really, zoom in, optical zoom times 10, then get like a peephole vision and look even closer, then get a microscope, examine that at a molecular level, we are getting closer to the rest of the grid. So I think you can see the downforce has clearly helped. I think we're ready to move on to the race and have an absolute show. Now, like I said, because it's going to be raining at the end of the race, we could try something different, go against the grain, as it were, versus the rest of the field. I mean, our team in general seems to have gone against the grain of turning up to Formula 1 in a Formula 3 car, so we may as well continue that stead with the strategy here. So I was trying to look at the soft tire maybe as an option, but the super softs actually ended up being probably just as durable, really, for the scenario we're trying to do, which is going all the way on one set of tires and then pitting straight onto intermediates, not even using another set of slick tires. That is the plan. It's a bit long-winded. We're going to have to pray the rain actually comes down, but if it works out, we're going to be absolute heroes. So here we go then, to 5 red lights to the Austrian Grand Prix, and we're underway. The light's not waiting an absolute age at all there, and we actually get away quite well there, side by side nearly with Ricciardo, although getting pinched by Perez. We could go to the inside. It's actually a massive dive bomb there, and it's worked out really well over the curbing. We've found like 2-3 positions there, up into P8 somehow. I don't know how that's actually worked, because we're only like P13 by the time I started braking, and now we're P8, so I'm not going to question it. Here we are, and Leclerc is actually ahead of us. He's got a very slow start. He's been pushed away by Kevin Magnussen. Could we even have a go at Leclerc, perhaps? He's got this straight line speed, though, in the Ferrari, I would imagine, and downforce-wise, I don't think we're going to have the ability to look down the inside. You know, we brake early there because I just don't have the grip. You can see we lock up on the front right. It just was never going to work. I probably would have crashed into Leclerc if I tried to make a move to the inside, but we stick through here. We're still P8, so that's still some decent points, and you never know. Up ahead, the Haas car, you know, might have started quick, but it might slow down later on. We'll have to see. But as we move on then to lap number 3, that's not exactly happening. I'm the one on slowing down as I'm being hounded now by the other Haas of Romain Grosjean, and meanwhile Magnussen's fighting Leclerc up ahead, and Grosjean is swooping round outside there. No DRS for us, of course, but we can try and pinch Grosjean to the inside there and try and push him wide. He's on the curbing, he gets unsettled, and here we go. We get the power down a little bit earlier. Now we do have DRS the second time round, because of course there's a second activation point there, a detection point rather, and so we're able to get it back, and we're able to re-overtake Grosjean back up into P8. So for now, it looks like this might be our lives for the entirety of the Austrian Grand Prix. I can't lie, it might be another 15 laps of defending a P8 position to try and get 4 points. It doesn't sound like a lot, but to be fair, it's a mountain in Williams terms. It's basically a win, you know. I mean, the 10 points we got at Canada, that was like 3 million wins wrapped up in one. So one 8th place finish is pretty much like one win, I would say. That doesn't work out mathematics-wise, but who's really counting? Clearly not the engineers back of the factory, so why should I? And so with that, we move on to another lap of defensive driving, probably, I'm guessing, because we just defended against Sergio Perez as well. So both the Racing Point car and the Haas are trying to get me. Grosjean once again on the outside. Perez also in the mix there, sticking his nose in, but Grosjean is on my left-hand side, I'm pretty sure. Maybe that is Sergio Perez. I think it might... No, it's definitely the Haas car. I don't know where Perez is. He's somewhere knocking about right up our chuff as well. I just can't see him in the mirrors. I'm pretty blind here at this point, but we're going to try and squeeze out Grosjean at least on the left. And as I look behind me, Perez is tucked in behind. So actually, he was momentarily there, but he hasn't really he didn't really send it on that lap. So that's probably a good thing for me, because as we move on to lap 6, it's now looking a bit more dangerous here, because I've had a really poor exit off that first turn. Grosjean's going to have the speed. Yellow flags behind us, though, so someone's crashed out. There's only 18 runners now in this Grand Prix. Only a few more, and we could be back to calendar levels. You never know, but Grosjean's fully got us this time. But I have to stick behind him and be confident in myself, because we're going to have DRS back at him, and we should have the straight line speed. Here we go, then, building up this with the revs, and we're doing the one thing the Williams car can do, is go well in a straight line. I'm going to dive him back to the inside, lock up on the front right. It's a real wide corner to the point where Grosjean switchbacks me, and he's now on the outside. We're going to have to defend against him. Sergio Perez also getting in the mix, maybe. There's been contact. Oh my God! Sergio Perez has just taken out Grosjean. He's just took him out. He's just salty. I don't know if he tried to take me out as well, and he just missed. I don't know what's gone on, but he's taken himself out and Grosjean, and I'm kind of thanking my lucky stars, to be honest, because that's a real good thing for me. Because here's a replay here, and well, that's well, you're a bit of a numpty, Perez. I can't lie. You tried to stick your nose in where it didn't belong here. There was never any room to the inside. I was always going to squeeze Grosjean out. And that's a horrendous, actually, accident in the end. And that spins Grosjean out. Not out of the race, actually. He's just in the gravel trap. So he's going to live to fight another day. But for me, at least, that alleviates the pressure as I quickly check my tyre wear there. As obviously, we're going longer than anyone in this Grand Prix. We're going all the way to pretty much the end of the Grand Prix and hoping for the rain eventually. So need to watch those tyres. But we've got yellow flags. And there's a virtual safety car out. So that'll help me out in terms of fuel and ERS. So we've only got 16 runners. So actually, you know what? We are actually, I joked about it, we are actually getting towards Canada levels, you know. Only 5 more DNFs like that, and we're literally there. So let's hope for that, because obviously the less cars in the Grand Prix, the better chance I have of finishing in the point. I think that's pretty much plan A for most races we're going to go to this season. Just kind of hope and pray that other people don't finish and we can take their free positions as we now move on to lap number 9. A flurry of pit stops there, so we're going to be up into a very lofty P3 at the moment. Being chased down by Giovinazzi, though, who's looking pretty damn quick in the Alfa Romeo racing car there. So we're going to have to watch out and see if that Ferrari power's got what it can to match the Mercedes. And also, there's a Red Bull car as well there behind, I think. I think one of the Red Bulls has had a bit of a mare in this race and is down below as we now go defensive against the Italian. And there, it's Verstappen there on the top left I saw. He's way down the order, so he has had a mistake. So that's definitely one for the headlines here. Williams car beating the Red Bull car at the Red Bull ring. Very nice stuff. And this might be an even better headline. We're up into P1 of the Austrian Grand Prix. I mean, can we just stop the race now? Red flags? I think I saw some oil there on the exit of turn 1. If one of my team wants to just kind of, you know, walk over there, spill some oil, you know, that we got left lying around the garage, that'd be, you know, pretty sound. And yeah, you know, that'd be pretty dangerous. And I think we should end the race here now. Yeah? Yeah, cool. No one? Okay, sure. Anyways, back to the track action at hand. The two Mercedes cars going side by side for P2 and 3, and they're both closing up on me, actually. So that's quite annoying. They're fighting each other, and yet they're not even holding each other up versus my pace. They're literally still gaining on us at the same rate of knots. So that's just absolutely fantastic. Look at them. They're like two silver sharks. So it's probably going to be only a matter of time before they overtake us. I mean, to be fair, we're not really racing them, even with this one-stop strategy of going on to intermediates when the rain comes. You know, we're not really racing them. We're hoping to jump the likes of maybe the Red Bull or the Ferrari. They're having some issues, but the Mercs seem a little bit too quick for us to really even jump here. As you can plainly see, I tried to go defensive, but Bottas or Hamilton rather, is going to go down the inside of me. It doesn't really matter either for either Mercedes car is going to go down the inside of us eventually. There goes Hamilton, pushes us wide, bullies us off the corner. Really, I should probably call some sort of national helpline, really, to be honest. The amount I'm getting treated and pushed around here is pretty piss poor. Bottas pushes past us. We've also got Gasly there doing a good job in the Red Bull, very much unlike real life, but obviously in the game he's doing pretty damn well for himself. We have DRS, but is he going to make much of a difference? I really doubt it. I mean, for now we're staying ahead of the Red Bull car, but it is pretty much also a matter of time before the Red Bull auto catches us. So like I said, we're trying to maybe jump other people. You know, you've got that other red dot of Vettel. I reckon we could try and keep ahead of Leclerc, though, the second red dot on the minimap there, if we're able to stretch this stint to the Inters. I mean, I can't lie, it's not very dark right now for, you know, clouds coming. There's a bit of a dark cloudage on the left-hand side. That's not a word, but coming over on the left maybe. So maybe the rain clouds are coming. But meanwhile, we're just sitting here and watching Gasly have a nice stroll. I mean, he may as well just be driving in third gear there, going around the... I mean, he probably was driving in third gear, to be fair. Going around the outside there. That's just a Sunday drive for him. And the same thing could probably be said for Sebastian Vettel, who's going to close up on lap 12. As I look behind me about 5 million times, very, very scared of this red car in my mirrors there. On the exit, we're going to have DRS, but Vettel's just going to have that overwhelming traction and downforce there as he gains and gains. And I'm going to look behind a few times there, and he's going to just be ever closer as I look behind, and he's going to send one to the inside. And there's just no point fighting him, to be fair, because with this strategy, I need to keep track position and keep my pace up as much as I can. And so on lap 13, to my surprise, to be fair, actually, it seemed like that plan worked out because I'm actually gaining back at Sebastian Vettel. Maybe the Williams car has picked up some surprise pace here. Maybe we can actually go ahead and beat a Ferrari. But oh, he's had a failure. Oh, that's why. Okay, cool. Okay, that explains it a little bit better. He had an engine failure. That might explain why we were catching him so rapidly. Oh, that's awkward. So we're now running in P4 then, thanks to that failure from Sebastian Vettel ahead of Leclerc. P4 would be beating our actual current personal best of P5 at the Canadian Grand Prix. Leclerc's going to come knocking soon enough, though, and he's going to send one to the inside. So, although I thought I could probably tame the other Ferrari man, he's going to have the traction, and this time he doesn't have an issue, unlike his teammate there. So, I think that's maybe a lost cause. But even P5 here, this would now be, again, like I said, matching our personal best at the Canadian Grand Prix. So, at this point, it's lap 15. There's not too many clouds around, I can't lie. We've got 3 laps to go. At this point, looking at my tyre wear as well, which is pretty steep, I am pretty much hoping for rain, praying for rain even. At this point in the cockpit, I was pretty much getting out the rain dance and doing something like this.
Ted, this is funny. Still funny. Still fun, and now it's sad.
And as you can plainly see, at the end of lap 17, with literally 1 lap to go, the rain hasn't come. I've been lied to, and I've had to come in for a very late pit stop onto dry tyres, and so the plan has absolutely failed. I don't know who on earth did the weather report for us there. Was it like just a dog? Did we just consult a dog and just think, okay, mate, what are you thinking, mate? Yeah, rain? Okay, you reckon? Yeah, you wagging your tail? Okay, cool. Because that's what it sounds like, because where is this mystical rain? It would have worked. It would have been a foolproof, bulletproof plan, but the rain hasn't turned up. And now, I'm left here with my pants being pulled down. We're in P9. We've only just about made the legality of doing this strategy, because if I didn't pit then, I would have been disqualified. So, we're going to come home instead in P9. It's 2 points, which is still points. We've got to be happy about that, but it could have been so much more. Instead, it's just 2 points, but I guess we'll take it.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
No apology for the bad weather reporting, Jeff? No apology to me in the cockpit about that? Okay, cool. Sam, love your work. You're going to definitely be getting a good bonus from me after this race. Cool stuff. Right. P9 then, but to be fair actually, our car, like I said in qualifying, if you look really closely, our car is actually improving. I'm being fully serious here, because look at Robert Kubica, he's there in P12, he was actually pretty similar pace to me, and he wasn't too far off points there today, so I think our car is making good strides. We actually get ahead of Romain Grosjean now, who obviously DNF'd out of the Grand Prix, and we just about maintain our way ahead of McLaren, but they have caught up a little bit there after a good performance from their guys, so it's going to be fine going into the home race, I guess, the British Grand Prix for both our teams, McLaren and Williams, about who remains ahead. But all in all, can't complain too much. It was still a point-scoring day in the office. So for Williams, that's just an amazing day. So it doesn't matter how upset I am at the weather report. I've got to still be very happy about that day.
Good day today. Tell us about it it from your perspective. You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Oh yeah, of course. It's easy to cut through the field when your car is just such a sublime, elegant ballet dancer of a car and just handles like it does. It's just amazing, isn't it?
You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated you?
Yeah, did underestimate. I think we underestimated it. I mean, the durability of this car took us by surprise. I was expecting it to fall apart by turn 1 apex there, to be fair.
Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today? Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today? Did you feel comfortable in the wet weather today?
You what, mate? What race were you watching, Claire? You actually clinically blind. What race were you Please show me the race you were watching. There was no precipitation whatsoever.
Appreciate your time.
I don't appreciate yours, Claire, because you're clearly on something. What are you chatting about? Wet weather, was I comfortable? I wish I was saying I was comfortable in the wet weather, because it didn't come, and it would have been amazing. We would have got P5, I guarantee you. We would have got minimum, okay, probably not P5, minimum like P7, with how slow that car would have been in the wet. It would have been glorious, though. But instead, no, nothing. But instead, at least at the end of the episode, we do have enough resource points to purchase 2 new downforce upgrades. So we're going to have 2 upgrades on the front and the rear for the home Grand Prix next time out at Silverstone. So that is going to be very, very tasty. Rock up, home GP, want to do it for the fans who have come out to see the home favourites, clearly, the Williams team. We're still #1 in Britain, so we've got to show up next episode with those 2 upgrades. That's going to be pretty damn tasty. I can't wait for that. And also, at the same time, good timing is also going to be the weight redistribution. So can you imagine that? A major upgrade on the weight redistribution so a car won't rock about so much. And also downforce on the front and rear. That car is going to be absolutely flying next episode. Cannot wait. But guys, if you did enjoy this episode, be sure to smash the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, look at weekly Formula 1 content. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.